Hey guys, it's Carrie from Lovely Etc. and today I want to show you how to make your own double welt cord. Double welt cord is a type of trim that's used a lot in upholstery projects. It's basically just a double row of piping that is used to hide staples and other things that don't look so great, and it can really make any upholstery project look really professional because you can make your double welt cord using the exact same fabric that you upholstered the furniture with for an amazing looking finish. Making your own double welt cord can seem intimidating, but it really isn't very difficult. So even if you're more of a beginner sewer, this is something you can probably handle. I saw several tutorials that said you can just make your double welt cord using your regular sewing machine foot, but I do not recommend that. I tried it and the double welting just looked really flat and it did not have the nice defined channel in the middle. So I would highly recommend buying a double welting cord foot. It's not very expensive, less than 10 bucks usually, and it makes the whole process a million times easier. And changing the sewing machine foot on your sewing machine literally takes less than a minute. It's super simple and worth it. For your double welt cord, you need to cut your fabric into strips that are 2 to 2.5 inches wide, and it's best to cut them on the bias. If you need any extra long strips of double welting for your project, you can sew 2 strips of fabric together to make a long strip. Just be sure to sew them together on a diagonal so that you don't end up with lumps and bumps where the seams are in your final cord. To make your double welt cord, you can buy actual double welt cord, which is a double row of piping, or you can just use 2 rows of regular piping. Take your fabric strip and wrap one edge around your first piece of piping. It helps to use a couple of straight pins to just keep it in place, and then sew it like you would regular piping. Your double welt cord sewing machine foot has a little channel for the cord to go into, and it helps make it really easy to just keep everything in place. You want to sew as close to the cord as possible, and this foot just makes that super easy. Then add a second piece of piping right next to the first one that you've already sewn. Wrap the extra fabric around it and then flip the whole thing over. You're going to be sewing right through the middle channel between the 2 pieces of piping on the reverse side. Basically, you're sewing along the same row of stitches you just made when adding your first piece of piping. This is where having the double welt cord sewing machine foot really comes in handy because it has 2 channels, one for each piece of piping, and it really holds them in place so that you're able to sew right between them and make a nice deep channel that's going to look really good for your finished trim. The final step is to cut off the excess fabric from the back of your double welt cord, and then it's ready to use. I used my double welting to finish off a pair of chairs that I reupholstered. You can attach your trim using either staples or glue. If you use staples, you just staple right through the channel between the 2 rows of piping, but I found it really hard to get the staples in deep enough that you couldn't see the shiny metal. So I chose to use a hot glue gun instead, and it actually worked really well. And that's how you make double welt cord. It really is that easy, and it looks beautiful on my reupholstered chairs. If you haven't yet, you might want to check out the tutorial for the rest of the reupholstery project. I give lots of tips for reupholstering all different types of chairs and furniture. And if you haven't, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel, Lovely Etc., where I share lots of inexpensive DIY ideas for creating a home that you love.